Sean, and RJ, along with our Cowboys insider, Bobby Roberto Belt on DFW Sports Station. And it is now time. Is this your wife's now first or second favorite segment? You didn't think she listened anymore?
I didn't. I was saying something about last Friday, and she was like, she's like, oh, no, I heard it. And I was like, you were listening to the Schottenheimer interview? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I like that segment. She's like, he's nice. I like listening to him.
Let's bring in the main man himself, Brian Schottenheimer, brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee Company, the official coffee of the Dallas Cowboys. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
What's up, guys? We're strong today. Just not that we don't have a man down today. Is that right? Sean's back in the building.
Back. You know, Coach, I'm sitting there curled up in a ball. I'm expecting some sympathy, and all I get are these tweets from listeners and all these messages about how Brian Schottenheimer is trying to Wally Pitt me here on the show. Very, very disappointing. And Bobby missed Wednesday. Did you hear about that? Bobby missed this week one day.
I did not miss Wednesday. I missed Wednesday, the show, Coach. But as you may recall, I fist bumped you in the hallway Wednesday because I made sure as soon as the antibiotics were kicked in for 24 hours and I was no longer contagious, I was back at work.
Bobby, I saw you, man. We had a moment, man. We had made eye contact, we fist bumped, and we had a quick moment where we were aligned. I love it.
Coach,
Sean, on the other hand, man, I'm worried. The ratings probably will be bad because he's back today.
Man, I had this. The only one looking out for this guy's dogs with a snake fence. Look at this.
Copperheads, yeah.
Because I gave him one bad lemon.
Snake fence. It was the lemon.
Coach, have you ever missed a game sick or come that close to it, or been under a head coach who actually missed a game sick? Because I don't think I can ever recall one in football.
So here's the deal. So I actually have missed a game, not because I was sick, because I'm a lot tougher than that. But I actually did miss a game. When my first child was born, it was we were coaching in San Diego, and it's actually a fun story. It was Thanksgiving weekend. We had a noon game in Kansas City. My wife goes into labor as I'm getting on the plane.
Wow.
I get called off the plane. We're gonna go get me there, and she labors forever, right? So it's into Sunday morning. Next thing you know, it's he's being born at 3 a.m. The game's at noon. I can't get there. And I'll never forget holding my son going, man, the Chargers have no chance to beat the Chiefs without me. They have no chance. This is a great day, but they're going to struggle. Breeze goes out. I was coaching the quarterbacks at the time. Breeze goes out. He throws 38 of 41 for 400-something yards, 6 touchdowns, and they win in a dazzler. And I'm like, damn, I guess I'm not really that important. It's a good way of humbling yourself. I thought they were doomed, and he did just fine without me.
So, Coach, you're going back to New York this week, and, nothing could probably prepare you to be coach of the Cowboys. But how much did those years with the Jets in a market like New York kind of prepare you for dealing with the scrutiny and microscope of the job that you got now?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, man. I'll never forget, when I got hired, when Eric Mangini hired me as a coordinator, I was 32 years old and had not been in that role. Grew up with a dad who was head coach, so I knew a little bit, but probably the media, the market, the media, the exposure. The first time I had to talk to the media in New York, there was 40-something people. And I was like, whoa, there is a lot of cameras, a lot of people. And it definitely prepared me for how much media you have to do and how it's so important to do that and to be authentic. And I definitely made mistakes along the way and probably showed my ass a little bit sometimes with the media. But again, it in terms of the coaching's always been the same. But that was a big change coming from a quarterback coach. There's easier places to start than being a coordinator, offensive coordinator in New York.
Is the criticism, what's the difference there, or is it the overall size of the media and the coverage?
No, I just think that, again, the Jets fans, I mean, they are hardcore, man, and they want that team to be so good, and they're always willing to share their opinions. And I remember we were running out one morning, it was a Saturday morning, and I don't even think we were playing bad. It was year one, so we ended up making the playoffs. But I walk into Dunkin' Donuts, and some guy walks up to me. I'm in line. He's like, yeah, your offense really sucks. Good morning. Can I buy you some donuts and coffee? And he was just kind of like, no, your offense sucks. I'm like, okay, you have a good day, sir.
Was there
like, welcome to New York.
Wow.
Was there ever a point in your career where you thought your path might ultimately end up to like being the head coach of the Jets?
Yeah, I mean, when they moved on from Mangini, I ended up interviewing for the job. I'd been there a couple of years, and the offense was doing well. I ended up coming in second to Rex Ryan. Yeah, I mean, I loved my time in New York. We had a lot of success, back-to-back AFC Championship game. We took the Sanchez, Mark Sanchez, his rookie year, and second year we won a bunch of playoff games on the road, and we were a talented team. We played hard. We did it the right way. And, I always enjoyed my time in New York. I really did. And I laughed this week. Somebody asked me, I said, and I believe you could check the numbers. I think I'm the longest tenured offensive coordinator in Jets history since like the merger or whatever. And what I said is 6 years as the OC in New York with the Jets is like dog years. So I claim I was there for 42 years calling plays.
Yeah, you mentioned Rex. It's perfect. He says on TV all the time he's the best DC in the world. Why don't you bring him in here? Did you think about that when you got the job?
Hey, listen. Hey, we interviewed Rex 2 years ago. When we ended up bringing Zim in, and hey, Rex is a hell of a coach, and I just think he's found his niche, man. He's so damn good on TV. Why would he ever want to coach again, man? Sit there where you can kind of look at things and question things, and I love listening to him because he's so damn smart, but at the same time he has great color.
Okay, Coach. So we're not gonna look back too much, But I did feel like, all right, I gotta have this moment. So I gotta
ruin y'all's bromance right here.
No. See, because this is what Schotty said. Schotty said we established the relationship so that then we can have the hard conversation. So, Coach, I was hurt you didn't go for it on fourth down and overtime, and I know how much you've preached the competition and that competitiveness. And when I saw that moment, I thought, all right, here's the chance. Just say, Dak, George, y'all have earned this shot. Go compete with everything in the game on the line. Go out there and do that. Am I being too short-sighted with that line of thinking?
No, I don't think so. And like I said, I really do mean it. Like, these are conversations I love to have. And I'll be honest with you guys, I did think about it. I really did. I didn't like my third down call. I thought I was going to get man-to-man. I didn't get man-to-man. And, it was such a back-and-forth game. And at the end of the day, man, I just really felt good about trusting, the team to find a way to win, make the kick. Defense had gone out there against the Giants and gotten a big stop. And so I just really felt like in such a back-and-forth game that the points were going to be enough to hold up. And in hindsight, it wasn't. I'll be honest. I was watching. Got home late last night. Was watching the end of the Rams-Niners game, and the biggest thing I'm taking away from it, guys, is just how fast those 10 minutes go. We've had two, home games that have both been in overtime, and it's the 10 minutes does go fast. But no, I don't. I understand it. I did think about it, but I slept fine Sunday night. Not because of the tie, but with that decision.
And the Rams' fourth down didn't work last night. But one thing I wanted to ask from your presser and just now, when you say I didn't like my third down call, does that apply to not liking what's going to come next, or you just didn't get closer than the 4 or 5 yards? What do you mean? What do we look into of not liking the third down call and how that relates to the fourth down?
Well, you're trying to anticipate what you're going to get from the opponent, right? And I was expecting with that situation to get man-to-man. I really thought they were going to get man-to-man, so we had a play that I really loved versus man-to-man. We had a zone answer as a check down, but we kind of got moved off the spot. But I guess what I'm saying is I expected the defense to do something different, and when they didn't, the call wasn't as good. So they beat me on that call is basically what I'm saying. And
then that makes you think that maybe you're not going to have the right call on fourth?
That was the call. That call was designed for third or fourth down.
Okay.
And it was the call I really liked. And so then when I used that one up, that's kind of what tilted me into taking the points.
Okay.
Brian Schottenheimer joined us here on 105 to the Fan. I just one more thing on the game. This was a play. It was a decision. Early on, it was 13-8, and y'all decided to kick the extra point instead of going for two. I know the chart says down 5, you go for 2. I don't want to get too mathy with you because I know it's a graduate level course at Florida. For addition and subtraction.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
You see, Coach, how that? You see who the good guy here is?
Listen, we're
Hey,
SEC.
you're back.
I can do
you're
this,
back
right?
in my good graces.
I can do this SEC on SEC bounce, right? But when do you
soaring right now? The ratings are soaring.
When do you decide to use a chart versus just not chase the points or just go with your gut?
Yeah, again, a lot of it's gut. We have the chart. I talk about this guy all the time. He's probably becoming a celebrity in his own right. Ryan Feeder, my game management coordinator. He's awesome. But at that time, guys, we were kind of struggling on offense, and I really felt like the points were going to matter. I really thought the game would come back to us like it did, and that's kind of why we did it. Whereas the week before, I was feeling better. Chicago, I was feeling a little bit better just because, of the success we had coming out first 2 plays before we turned it over. So it really is gut, but there's a little birdie named Ryan Feeder that's constantly talking to me in my ear, and we both felt good about taking the points there.
Coach, Dak looks like he is processing the game so well. Is this as cerebral as you've seen him in the time you've been here?
Man, that's a tough one because I think, he's always been cerebral. I think the word I keep going back to is confidence, man. Like, he is just so confident in the way that he's playing because of his preparation, the feel that he and I have working together, the trust he has in his teammates. So, I mean, I really feel like he's always been cerebral. He works his absolute tail off getting ready for every day and taking care of his body and his mind. But I just go back to, man, and I say it all the time, and I guess I'm a quarterback dork, but just the way this guy, the firmness he plays on his back foot tells you that he's confident and he's feeling good about all his decisions. And when you're firm on your back foot, that's usually when you're most accurate throwing the football. And that's where I think he's just been dynamite, man, is firm back foot, aggressive arm, and ball placement's been, I just think, outstanding.
Coach, you guys are fighting through a number of injuries right now. How are things looking, I guess specifically right now, some of the bigger questions that were there, how are things looking for your offensive linemen, Tyler Guyton and Tyler Smith, and the addition of Marshawn Nealon to the injury report yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to happen when you have in your first 4 games, you've got 2 games that basically go 70 minutes. That's going to happen. Today's kind of a big day. We'll know more kind of after today because, Friday's your last day of really running. You kind of today's the last day you're putting the final dress rehearsal together, and we'll do some full speed red zone and third downs and some things like that, hit some of the openers and things like that. But we've got some questions, and I'm not avoiding the question. I'm just telling you, again, I don't think we'll know until probably after today's practice where we sit.
All right, so when you're coming up with a game plan, how many injuries to a position group, obviously the offensive line, 2-3 guys down, before you have to really change up what you can and what you want to do?
Yeah, you factor it in because normally you have an idea of, okay, this guy's trending towards playing, or this guy's trending to being out, and this guy we're not sure. I think you take that into consideration, but at the same time, we're going to always tend to do what we do best, and then whatever we do best from a philosophical standpoint, what fits against the opponent, that comes into play more than the injuries. Because you guys know this. I mean, you can run a guy out there in the first play of a game, you could lose a guy to a broken chin strap. Yeah. I always say it that way because I never want to manifest anything else. But a guy breaks his chin strap and he's going to be out for 5, 6, 7, 8 plays or a little bit longer. You got to adjust. And so you really, my point is you never know. And guys heal fast sometimes. Guys don't get back quite as quick. So it's a fine line of not saying, oh my gosh, these guys might not play. We got to change everything. Because you know what? We're pretty damn good. And when we're doing what we do well, which is running the football, action passes, no matter who's out there, I feel confident that we can go and score points and do what we need to do to win the game.
Brian Schottenheimer right here on 105.3 The Fan. Every week we like to throw a football 101 at you to teach all of us. I want to ask this because of facing Justin Fields and the spy defender. When do you use it? when do you not? Can you just explain to us, Coach, how it compromised the rest of the defense, just the X's and O's of the spy?
Absolutely. So usually when the spy comes into play is versus a very athletic quarterback, when you want to play man-to-man, which, everybody plays man-to-man, the problem with man-to-man defense is if everybody's covering a person, whether it's a five-man pressure, which usually is when you're playing cat coverage, like, hey, I got to cover my cat, you got your cat, let's go play ball. When you're playing athletic quarterbacks that can hurt you with their leg, what you give up is you give up the ability to go double somebody, and the four rushers have to get home. And then you take a guy like K9 or a safety that can run, and you basically have him spy, which means basically he's either dropping down into the core of the defense or maybe even mugged up in the line of scrimmage and popping out. And then he literally has one job, and that is to mirror and stay in phase with wherever the quarterback goes. The problem – yeah, and then that way, if he throws the ball, you rally the ball. If he has to pull the ball down and looks to scramble, then you show up quickly, because the more space you give athletic quarterbacks to create, the more damage that they can do. So let's say, for example, Justin goes to pull the ball down and there's no one there, or there's someone softer. He's got more space, more time to make you miss. So you really kind of want the spies to be lingering or hanging around somewhere at linebacker depth. And when he goes to break, he feels that and he knows, okay, shoot, I got to do something different.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for the explanation. Do you have like a go-to New York or Jersey pizza place for Bobby to eat at when he travels with you all this weekend?
No, but if Bobby could get us into Il Molino, that would be amazing. Like when I was the coordinator in New York, I used to be able to call my man, and he'd get me right in. And now I think since I've moved on from the Jets, he's like, forget this guy. He's not coming into my restaurant anymore. You would think the head coach of the Cowboys could maybe get a table at Il Molino, but they won't return my calls. So I guess I'm not doing something right.
I just so happen to have very deep connections there. So, yeah, I guess just let me know how many at the table, and I'll run it down.
You've always been my favorite.
Dude, come on. Gosh,
hey, you other guys need to do better. Hey, just be better. Be better, guys.
That's all we're going to try to do.
Get at it.
There's another fist bump coming your way, man.
Thank you, Coach. Have a great day. Good luck Sunday.
All right, guys. See you soon.
The greatness of Brian Schottenheimer, brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee Company, the official coffee of the Dallas Cowboys. I got
to scramble to find a contact at Il Molino now.
You don't know nobody.
I know. Now I got to scramble. I got to create one. I panicked.